Got one. Oh, it happened. Welcome back, everybody. So it has been quite a while since I've thrown any bait that weighs over 1/8 of an ounce. So this video, we are throwing nothing but big baits, some of my favorites. Nothing new necessarily, but some of my favorites. We're going to start off with this Bass Mafia. We're back at the bridge. There's not a ton of water, so it shouldn't take that many casts to either figure out if a fish is going to bite this or not. But let's start tossing around, see if we can't get into something decent. All right, nothing on the swim bait, so we're going to start throwing some top water. This is the Megabass Mega Dog. I love this thing, and pike do too. Only caught one bass on it before, but pike absolutely love it. So I don't know if there are pike in here, but there's a decent chance. Anything down this ditch is going to be able to hear that thing coming. Got one. Oh, it happened. That's not a big one, but we got one on the Megabass. Just because it's a big bait doesn't mean a small fish won't eat it. And these hooks are incredibly sharp, so we might grab pliers just to avoid an ER visit. Don't do it, buddy. There we go. It's like, what, the second cast over there? And look at that. I mean, that's over half as big as it is, as the bass is. That's crazy. It's our first one, let him go. I like finesse a lot, but there's something about big baits. I think you just have the anticipation or expectation that you just have a chance of much bigger fish, which you're not going to catch as small fish. I mean, I would highly doubt that we'd catch a 7-incher, but I mean, that wasn't big by any means. But we know there are some big ones here. All right, we got something a little bit more normal sized. We're just throwing a Chapo. See if we can't catch one on this. Oh, got one. Is that a better one? I think that's a little bit better of a fish. No, he came loose. That was a better fish. Not a big one, but I was probably, if I had to guess, I'd probably say 2.5 to 3. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. It was bigger than the first one we caught for sure. One thing with big baits, if you're going to fish the same area, I don't really like to use the same bait for too long, especially once you catch one, because obviously they've seen it. Just not my favorite. I haven't had the most luck of catching good fish, multiple in like the same area on the same bait. So I'll usually switch it up, go to a new spot. You can always come back and throw that same bait, but I usually like to show them something new, or at least give the place a little bit of a rest before I come back and throw that bait. Oh, there's one. Little guy. Little one. That's not the one we wanted. These are the ones you have to worry about getting hooked by. Another. Oh boy. Oop. How'd you get both hooks in there? There we go. Man, not small fish. I mean, the first one wasn't too bad, but they are just eating really, really big baits right now. Part of that's because we are getting close to fall, and the water's getting cooler, but we still have really, really warm days during the daytime. So the water's warming up, and these fish are still really aggressive, but I think they're well aware that fall is on the way, so they got to start putting on the feed bags. What in the world? Bit it right there. Little guy. Hit it hard too. I was not expecting that. I think that might have been smaller than the one before it. Where in the world did that come from? Well, that's it for tonight. Did a lot better than I thought we would. We did miss our biggest one. That always seems to somehow happen. But a fair number of bites in a really, really short period of time. We've only been fishing for about 30 minutes, just flipping back and forth between baits as quickly as we can. There's not a ton of area to fish, so, you know, flipping back and forth between the two different sides of the bridge. But for whatever reason, I did not have a single bite on the other side of the bridge. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a little bit more shallower over there, or there's not as much bait fish or what, but not a single bite came from over there. But we're definitely going to fish a couple more days. Basically the same thing, come out, you know, half hour, 45 minutes before dark, and fish just the big baits. I think it'll be pretty decent from here on out. We'll probably go out to the pike spot at least once, see if we can't end up with a pike out there too. But we'll have to for sure come out another day because they seem to be hitting the big baits. As we should expect in Wisconsin, our weather is horribly unpredictable. So yesterday we were out here, exact same time. It was about almost 80 degrees. I think it was like 79. And today it's 55. So 20-point swing for temperature. I don't know if fish are going to be all that active. So we are starting with a little bit smaller of one of our baits. Same spot. There's some stuff floating in the water, so I don't know how effective topwater is going to be. But let's get after it, see what we can do. Have our first cast. There's a little one. Finally got a bite. And this was on the side of the bridge that we didn't have any bites yesterday. It's a little guy though. Still biting the big bait though. Oh, we barely had him pinned. Little guy. Still eating bigger baits, but not nearly as well as they were yesterday, that's for sure. That was a good bass. You kidding me? Oh, right there. We didn't stick it. So maybe a bite again. That was a good one though. Shoot. Nope. Well, we had 2 bites and one of them was actually pretty decent. Again, always seem to miss the big ones, but it is what it is. They're still biting big baits even though we had some awful weather conditions, dropping 20 plus degrees. I don't think it was quite 25, but close. And they're still eating top one, and they're still eating relatively big baits. We downsized just a little bit because I didn't think that they would eat an 8 or 9 inch bait today. But we'll fish one more time, maybe come back out to this place just because it seems to be doing so well. One more time with our big baits out here. We got out here a little bit later today than the past couple days, so we don't have quite as much time. But let's see if we can't get lucky. Got about maybe a half hour. Throwing the big dog. We got a little bit warmer weather today, so for topwater they should be more active than they were yesterday, that's for sure. Oh, there's one. Oh, I lost him. I think that was a pike. It didn't feel real big. For as long as it was, if it was, it should have been a pike, because a bass that long would have felt much, much bigger. Well, there's one. I don't really see any teeth marks on it though. It was something. Don't know what it was, but we're definitely not getting that one to bite again. Well, we threw a bunch of baits and only had the one bite. So, still not great, but we are going to go out one more time and see if we can't catch another one. Probably go fish the bridge one more time and see if we can catch another decent one. But this is our last day of fishing with our big baits, at least at this place. We'll probably end up with some other places and still be fishing big baits up until the water gets really cold. We're out here a little bit earlier than we have been, so we'll start off with some of the swim baits. Throwing a Gantrel, one of my favorite swim baits, and then we'll probably switch on over to topwater once it starts getting closer to dusk. Hopefully we can get into a fish or two. Let's get after it. Well, that's about it for today. We threw everything under the sun: topwater, swim baits, soft swim baits. I even threw the rat for a little bit, and not a single bite, which is by far the worst fishing we've had in probably the last week. So we'll definitely be fishing some more big baits. I mean, through October until it gets very, very cold, to which we'll switch on over to some much more finesse stuff. But I definitely will come back out to this bridge at some point in time and fish just straight up live bait underneath some bobbers and see how many fish we can catch. And I would anticipate there's probably some decent sized fish in here. But nevertheless, if you guys liked the video, if you wouldn't mind liking, and as always, if you want to see more videos like it, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that'd be greatly appreciated also. Till next one.